Welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be telling you 10 ways of how you can save more money in 2020 lockdown edition. So anyway, let's get into the video. My first way is to cancel any unnecessary subscriptions that you may have. For example, gym memberships, the lottery, anything like that you aren't currently using or you don't want to use at the moment. Because obviously with lockdown we are all trying to save some extra money where we can. I think that's probably one of the most important ones here, because a lot of the time when you go on your bank statement you sometimes don't see those other little transactions that are coming out of your bank, because you may have other like various transactions and those ones sometimes get overlooked. My second way is to sell any clothes, books, anything that you don't want anymore, because not only will you be getting money from it, but also somebody will be getting and making use out of your item that you don't want anymore. So it's kind of a win-win really with that one really. And not only that, you're also helping the planet as well, because you're recycling something essentially. You know, you're giving it a new lease of life to somebody that wants it. So my third way is to write a list on payday of all the things that you are intending to buy throughout the month, so then you have a better understanding and a better visualization of what you are going to buy throughout the month, so you can stay on track. My fourth way is to also write a shopping list when you do your food shopping, because obviously I think nowadays a lot of people do tend to do shopping lists now, but I feel like sometimes when you're in a bit of a rush, sometimes we can forget the shopping list and we can like ramp up our shopping bill to like 20 times more than we were ever expecting. So that's my fourth way, because a lot of the time, like, I'm guilty of it. Like, I go into the shops with my mum and I kind of say to her, can I have this, can I have that, and usually she says no, but obviously I understand why, because shopping is so expensive, and I kind of take a bit of advantage of it sometimes when she doesn't bring her shopping list with her. But yeah, so my fifth way is to sign up to loyalty schemes. For example, like Nectar Card, Superdrug, anything that has a loyalty scheme, because you know, if you use that shop all the time, you are more likely to go in there a lot of the time, obviously, and because of that you can actually gain points and accumulate points, and then obviously you can use that to then pay for something like in the future. And I find it really handy, especially around Christmas time, because I tend to buy a lot of my Christmas presents sometimes in Superdrug, and because throughout the year I obviously accumulate my points, I then have probably about £20 to spend at Christmas, which I think is quite a nice amount, which means also that I don't have to actually use my own money, so I think that's a win-win really. And my sixth way is, obviously at the moment we can't really use cash because of COVID, but my sixth way is to actually use cash over card, which kind of coincides with like budgeting and that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's my sixth way, is to use cash over card, because obviously, like I just said, with COVID you can't really use cash, but I think some places are still taking it, but I think they're being a bit more cautious of how they take it, if you know what I mean. But yeah, my sixth way is to use cash over card, because I think a lot of the time we get so used to just swiping our card here and there, and you don't really visualise the amount going up. But with cash, you have physical cash in your hand and you can see it there. And I feel like sometimes when you give it to somebody, you kind of realise that you're actually buying something, if you know what I mean. And I feel that's also a really good way to save money, because you're less likely to want to spend that money on like shit really. And my seventh way is to batch cook. Personally, I've never done this, but I've heard a lot of people that have talked about it, and basically it's like when you buy certain ingredients and then throughout the week you make that meal into like one big meal, so then not only do you have to buy its ingredients, but also it's saving you more time like in the long run, because you're not having to make separate meals each week. You can just like maybe make a few, like maybe two, and then like freeze it and then put it in the freezer for like the following day or something like that. By the way, obviously I'm looking down at my notes purely because I want to be direct what I'm saying. I don't want to really ramble that much, so that's why I'm looking down, just because I've written a few notes so I can keep on track. My 7th way is to use cashback sites. Personally, I've used Top Cashback, but I did actually delete it because I didn't really think it was for me. But yeah, I'm also now using another cashback site, well, a similar cashback site, which I'll link below because I don't actually know the name of it. I can't really remember, but I'll link it below so you can have a look at it. I actually found it on Demi's channel, which he mentioned that app, and now I've got it on my phone. So I'll link it below anyway. But yeah, my 8th way is to use cashback sites because they're quite handy. Like, again, with the loyalty scheme, well, obviously you'd buy a product anyway, but you get cash back for buying that product. Essentially, it's just a small commission from buying that product, and then obviously the money that you earn from that, you can put it into a debt or a savings account for like a rainy day. My 9th way is to create a budget. Obviously, it kind of coincides with using cash over card and stuff like that, but I feel like a lot of people think that creating a budget is seen as being stingy and seen as being kind of tight with your money. But personally, I do use a budget, and ever since I've started working, I've always had a budget. Obviously, I've tweaked it and changed it quite a bit throughout the years, but I do actually have a budget. And in a next video, I will actually be showing you what I kind of do and how I create my budget. But yeah, creating a budget is a simple and effective way to not only curb your spending, but also to gain wealth, essentially, as well. And my 10th way is to upcycle your clothes. And what I mean by that is not get rid of them, but like, for example, like if you have a few old clothes in your wardrobe and you're thinking you want to get rid of them, like, don't, because a lot of the time you spend more money buying more clothes when in actual fact you could just like type in Google like inspirational outfits, and then you can like find ways into how to make them more stylish and more fashionable again, and that way you're saving money, but also you're in with the fashion still. So those are my 10 ways of how you can save more money in 2020. I hope this video has been useful, and if you did enjoy the video, please do remember to like, subscribe, and also comment in the comment section. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the video, and also hopefully drop down a comment down there of what you'd like to see from me in the future. Hopefully I'll see you in my next video, and stay safe. Bye for now.